Welcome everybody to the weekly, what's the name that we decided on?
You decided?
Well, no.
Fix with the WOD Junkies?
Yeah. I don't think we're going to call it that because we're never going to get this out weekly. It's just not going to happen.
Be lucky to get one out.
Yeah, ever. So
for now, the weekly...
The weekly... The
podcast.
The WOD Junkies. Yeah, okay.
That's some sort of podcast.
It's super vague. It's a podcast, whatever. You're listening to it, you're watching it. Great. Thanks for being here. So this is our first episode ever. We've never done one before, so it's going to be great. And we actually got someone important. We have Chad Vaughn.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for being on the show.
Oh, I'm excited to be here for sure. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Always.
I'm Joseph Carpenter. This is Jared Davis. What do?
We own a CrossFit gym.
We do.
In Safford, Arizona. Gila Valley CrossFit. So, done that for about 4 years now. Joseph's co-owner with me, and yeah, here we are.
Name drop.
There you go.
I feel like we're dropping names and taking...
It's a magical partnership, though, right?
It is a magical partnership. How long have we been in partnership together, Jared?
What do you think, 3 years?
I think it's... Yeah, pretty close to 3.
Yeah.
Almost 4.
3 years and you're still like willing to sit next to each other. That's saying a lot right there. I'll tell you right now.
See each other a lot.
So it's one of those good marriages.
Okay. Yeah,
Like it's kind of like a quick test. Will you cover for me? Will you cover for me?
Yeah.
He covers for me a lot more than I covered for him. But
That's
now it's kind of tables are turning a little bit.
Now that you mention that, yeah, I don't think I like it as much anymore.
But we've been open. 4
Yeah.
years will be in August.
Yeah.
So you've been a partner.
I've been a partner for just over 3 years. So just over 3 years. Anyway, so that's us. And who are you again? I'm sorry.
Well, my name is Chad.
Okay, like the country.
Like the country.
Okay.
And then Vaughn. V as in Victor. A-U-G-H-N. Yeah.
Vaughn.
Vaughn, yeah.
So
that's fine.
So you're German.
Something like that. Something like that.
Okay, nice.
So those of you who don't know Chad, 2-time Olympian weightlifter. He's probably got a lot more to say about that, but
Yeah.
just a great guy. So
Olympian, really.
I have nothing more to say about that.
Nothing more to say.
that's all you gotta say. Like most people can't say Olympian period, so 2-time. It's pretty easy.
I must say, you're like the second Olympian that I actually know.
Nice.
So-
Who's the other one?
Jackie Black. And then
Black.
I don't remember.
What sport?
Weightlifting.
What?
Weightlifting.
Jackie Black?
Yeah, was she not?
Dude, don't talk weightlifting with Chad if you don't know your shit.
No. It wasn't her. It's not her last name anymore.
Oh, okay.
She changed it. She changed it to Black. I don't know what it is now. What it was before.
Okay.
Maybe she wasn't an Olympian.
Well, we're going to have to look that up.
Maybe she was just a. Yeah, maybe she.
A high-level weightlifter.
Maybe that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go with that.
I don't even know what I'm talking about. Anyway.
We don't know what we're talking about.
I
so
guess
it doesn't
Chad's the only Olympian I know. Anyway,
That's what I was trying to get at. Like,
don't you dare! I am the only one you know.
don't make me jealous like that.
Don't make me jealous. All right, well, let's talk a little bit about what we're doing here. Now, Chad, let's go through a little bit about what you do. You've been doing these weightlifting clinics all around the country, really, right?
Yeah, kind of around the country. I mean, this type of clinic that we're doing right now, that you guys are helping me. Right now, you're videoing me and trying to help me put out a video and for promotional material. This type of clinic and setup I've really only been doing for maybe a year or a little bit less, but I've been doing seminars in the CrossFit community since early 2010. And then this type of setup really came about just from the idea of I've been doing the regular seminar setting for so many years, and so many other weightlifters and so many other people are doing this regular seminar type setting where you're trying to bring in a lot of people, and you're going to do that, for 8 hours or whatever for one day, or for 8 hours for 2 days or something like that. Again, with trying to get a large number of people to do that. Now, I was never able to bring in a large number of people just because I'm terrible at promoting, but what I started to feel more led to do was to travel around and try to create something where I could work with much smaller groups of people. So like just seriously 3 people at a time, and I do a session where I'm trying to just get some basic points across where there's more people that are allowed, but moving beyond that intro type session, it's very small. Yeah.
So now how does that relate to us? Jared and Chad have been talking for a while now. Now you met, how did you meet Chad, Jared? Talk about that.
So I met Chad at I think it was 2010, Chad, probably. Somewhere around there, yeah.
At the no, you met me at the games.
I met you at the advanced weightlifting course first.
I think I met you at the CrossFit games first, through Coach Bergner, and that was maybe 10 or 11. And then the advanced course had to have been 13 or 14, maybe 14, yeah.
Yeah, so
just I have a better memory than Jared, evidently. So,
I guess meeting a 2-time Olympian for me wasn't as big of a deal as Chad meeting me, but whatever.
Whoa, shots fired! Jeez,
it's not shots fired. Chad's got a better memory than I do, right? It's real. But yeah, for me, I went to the advanced weightlifting course and just really latched onto the content that he had, and then that led me to go into the Power Monkey camp. I think it was 2016 that I went.
Yeah, 2015, 2016.
So I went to that and just once again latched onto it even more. And that led me to kind of keeping in contact with him a little bit. And one day he reached out to me asking if he could come do a clinic at our gym. And I was all about it just based on what he had shown me in a couple times I worked with him. And I think you've been to our gym 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah, I think probably this is, I'm guessing, the 4th time.
Yeah. And just led from one thing to another, and I've really latched on to Chad. Weightlifting's my thing. I'm not good at much, but that's one thing that I like, and I like to teach, and I like to do. So for me, I kind of latch on to him. I've spent a lot of money on different certifications to get better at what I do, and I told him I kind of knew what he was doing. I said, look, if you ever need any help, I'd be more than willing to donate my time to come along just for the experience and to learn. And to my surprise, he came back and said let's do it. And for me, that was awesome. So I've kind of reached out to some different gyms in Arizona and Colorado and some other places that I know and tried to get them on board with it. And here we are. It's the first weekend that we've done it, and day 1 was today. So
and just a little bit more about what's going on here so you guys understand is that Jared took it upon himself to offer to kind of, I guess, intern for me, so to speak, and help me out. And to jump in my very weird, questionable van that I have, and
the Rape van.
It wasn't really questionable last night.
Yeah, and travel with me, and set up a couple events for me in his general area after going to his gym for 3 or 4 other events, and reached out to this guy here to try to tag along with us as well and grab some video. And what we're trying to do with that is just give people an idea of what it's really all about, because the big struggle here is that, one, it's something a little bit different, but at the same time, so many people have been to other seminars where maybe they haven't had a great experience, or maybe they just don't want to go to something that is similar to what they've done already. So what we want to do is show people that it is different, and what you're getting is more individualized. You get a lot of attention, and purposely I do that for a reason. Like, I'm not good enough to coach you when there's 20 of you, but I'm good enough to coach you when there's 3 of you. And so that's kind of the message that we're trying to get across. And real quick, just being serious for 1 second, I want to thank you guys for what you're doing and for being here with me this weekend. And I started off at your gym on Friday. He was my only session here on Friday. It was cool. We had a great session, by the way.
We had a fantastic session. I mean, it was good for me. Was it good for you?
We bonded. We bonded and everything else. So, and then so we took off and we went to Sholo, Arizona. and that was about a 3-hour drive, and then we came to Phoenix from there. We're now in the Phoenix area. I don't know exactly where we're at, but we're in a whole hotel room
Phoenix, right?
somewhere near Phoenix right now is where we're at.
We're in a dingy hotel room that is mostly suited to prostitutes, I imagine. So.
Yeah, perhaps. But that was about a 3-hour drive, and then tomorrow after we get done, we have another 3-hour drive, and so like I said, I just appreciate you guys, and Jared and I have been riding together. You've been following us behind in the creepy white van and your creepy blue
I'm not allowed
truck.
to ride in the van.
Yeah. He's can't have that. We can't. This is too many. But I really had Jared and I had been talking a lot on the rides, and we kind of wish that we had those conversations on recording. But I had a moment today, and I've had this moment. I get this moment every now and then when I'm driving. When I'm driving for long distances, I kind of get get to feeling like I've been drinking or on some sort of weird drug or something like that. I have those moments where I start to think very deeply and everything else. And today I just had a moment to where I felt like I was very much just living in the moment and appreciating what was going on. Jared and I were talking. We were driving down this long, windy road down the canyons.
The Salt River Canyon.
It was beautiful. And I was like, Jared, like, I don't know how long this is going to last, but I appreciate this moment. And what I mean by that is that I know I'm going to look back on this moment one day and say, hey, there was, a number of years where I was driving around the U.S. in this weird, creepy van, sleeping in Walmart parking lots, and teaching people weightlifting, something I never thought that enough people would be interested in for me to be able to do. So, it's always awesome I enjoy traveling, and normally it's by myself. So I've enjoyed you guys being with me in your company, and I appreciate what you're doing. So.
And I kind of want to add to that too. One of the things that really led me to, wanting to reach out and help was just because I believed in it so much, right? Like, you've probably worked with me on a personal level 5 or 6 different, between the weightlifting course, between the Power Monkey Camp and the sessions that we've had at our own gym, just numerous times. And what I've got out of that is huge. And I've tried to give that to my own athletes. And I see that passion that you have behind it. And I know that there's not a lot of fame and glory in what you do. And if there's anything I can do to help to bring, more revenue to you, obviously, just with getting your name out there, I mean, that's huge for me.
Well, like we were talking about, you talk about revenue, and we had the same conversation in the van, and we're kind of replicating it here, which is cool. But, on one hand, yes, I have to make money to live and to support my family and to pay my bills and stuff like that. But at the same time, if I had all the money in the world, would I be doing the same thing? And yeah, I probably would. It's what we've been talking about. Like, yeah, I'd like to do a road trip at least once a month where I get to go out to different gyms and work with different people and spread the message of weightlifting and talk about what I love, do podcast, and I enjoy riding as well. So I would do basically the same stuff that I'm already doing. So I feel very fortunate and lucky that I'm able to do that. And, I hope that I can just continue making a sufficient amount of money to support my family in doing that. And tomorrow, we're here in the Phoenix area, and it's a little bit of a tough time and a tough situation where there's only 3 people signed up, but we're here. We had a good day today. We had a great turnout today in Sholo, and everything was great. And tomorrow's going to be great as well. But, it's just that thing that these guys are they recognize what's going on, and they're trying to help get the word out and for people to understand that what you're getting is something a little bit different. And I want to work with more people. I want to, again, it's never going to be a large number of people, it's never going to be that, but all I'm asking for is for like 9 people, 9 people a day.
All I need is 9.
9 people a day. That's going to do it, because I'm going to work with you in a session 1, and then we're going to divide you up into groups of 3, and then I'm going to do 3 sessions of 3, and then that's it. And that's all I want to work with, and I want to be able to make a big impact, a bigger impact on a smaller number of people. And if there's more people interested, then guess what? I'll come back. and I'll come back for as many times as it takes to get the people in that are interested and that want to learn and that want to change, because that's what it's all about for me. It's not about filling a big, large seminar of people and just throwing up on them information. It's about really delivering a message to them and making a change in their movement, in the way that they think about the Olympic lifts and movement in general, and really a change in their life. That's it.
So what you're saying is it started as a bromance. Sorry, I just haven't.
and now you're in the middle of
I'm right in the
middle.
I'm the mic guy, basically. I just hold the mic. But well, how this relates to me is, like I said, we've been partnering with Jared for a while now, running a gym, and I've been working at the gym since it opened, coaching and everything. And
he didn't fire you?
He couldn't fire me. When you need somebody, you can't fire them. But yeah, when Jared told me he had this opportunity to travel kind of along with Chad, and I basically invited myself. I'm not gonna.
Well, but put that in perspective, though. Like, I did ask. I kind of, asked Chad, hey, Joseph, my partner in this, has a YouTube channel. They make a lot of different videos. They've done some stuff for our gym. They're pretty good at it. Sent him a link to some stuff, and I said, I bet they'd be willing to do something like this just to get their name out there and yours as well. And I text Joseph, and he's like, yeah, when are you leaving? I'm there. So it's kind of cool how it all came together, because it wasn't really a planned event or anything, or we would have had a third seat in the van, right?
I'm actually just really glad that I even get to be here. I've admired Chad for a lot of years now, and he's worked with me personally. Just coming to the gym, I never did get to go to the CrossFit Level 2 seminar while you were teaching it. But yeah, I mean, one-on-one basis, like you're the best, bro.
Let's create some tears real quick.
No. I'm not that good an actor. No, that's the nipple. Okay.
No, it's like I said, it's all been just again, normally when I travel, it's on my own, which I'm perfectly fine with, but it's been cool to have you guys and the dedication you guys are showing to be willing to sleep. I mean, this come on, this guy slept in the back of the van.
Let's talk
That's
about
very weird. And this guy slept parked right next to us in the back of his
the things
truck.
That happened last night need to be discussed. Just for pure entertainment value.
So to get Joseph's mind out of the gutter, nothing happened.
No, I don't believe that for 1 minute. The van was rocking. I didn't go knocking. That's all I have to say.
It did get cold. I did wake Chad up. I stole a blanket. That's about it.
It's a funny story. But no, okay, so they were traveling together and they wanted to get on the road. And I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll hurry up. So I just ended up driving my truck. I had a place to stay when we got there, but that kind of fell through. So I ended up sleeping in the back of my truck, which is not covered, in the Walmart parking lot, which was literally 1,000 meters away from a helipad for a hospital, and they apparently had a lot of emergencies last night in Sholo. WTF? Okay.
Dead guy in the back of a truck.
Nobody came to check on me. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not a single person came to check on me.
Well, we did. At 4 a.m. we had to go, take a bathroom break, which sucked. It was miserable.
I wouldn't put it as a bathroom break.
It took 20 minutes to walk in Walmart, use the bathroom, and walk back out. And then we see your head pop up and kind of
Yeah.
I did unspeakable things in the van while you guys were away.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good.
Anyway, but I don't know, is there anything else anybody wants to plug? Jared, you got any kind of closing remarks? I don't know how long we've been going for. Oh my gosh, we've only been going for 20 minutes.
We're not done.
We're not even, we're just getting started.
Yeah, we're just getting
We always talked about the sleeping arrangement. We were going to talk about how the rest of the day went.
We got a lot.
The Starbucks almost getting arrested.
Oh, no, we don't need to talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that almost got arrested.
Got kicked out of Starbucks today.
Well, I basically...
Yeah, you kind of did, actually.
So I just got a new rig, right, that we've been recording with for a while, and I just got it set up the way I like it. I mean, I still need a lens, but that'll happen down the road. So, but the long story short, it's very big. it looks like a large piece of equipment. I mean, it's just a camera.
It's a dead cat, right?
This is a dead cat right here. You want to pet it? No, don't pet it. It'll have feedback.
Well, I mean, you're questionable with the
yeah, no, I don't look like I'm a very questionable human being.
So.
That's been a thing that followed me my entire life. I scare the shit out of people.
That's a great quality.
That's what makes me such a great coach. No.
Well, that's what I like about the van is like I enjoy having you guys around, but I'm very antisocial other than that. So I like the idea of the van being very creepy and keeping people away from me, to be honest with you. So
your van's legit creepy, bro. I'm serious.
Well, now it's a little more legit creepy because, for my birthday present, my wife and her family fixed the inside of that thing up. Before, it was me having a platform, a legitimate broken apart Olympic lifting competition platform on the bottom, with the competition weight set on top with bars on the side, and then an old, dirty, questionable mattress on top of that, and that's where I slept. So yeah, now it looks incredible compared to that.
Yeah, and it actually does. The van looks very homely. It's one of those ones that you'd see on like a van transformation channel. I don't think that channel exists.
Well, like the Instagram handle that I follow is like van life or something like that, which is pretty cool.
It's a real thing.
Oh yeah.
You think people were a little bit weirded out when we opened the door and two dudes got out?
I was, and I knew what the situation was.
Yeah. Well, I think he was more jealous than anything.
I was. Yeah. I was in the back of my truck alone.
Hey, I got a free pass. He's an Olympian. That's all I got to say.
Jared's wife gave him a free pass for the weekend.
Are we gonna go down that road? Or are we gonna take this
for those of you not watching, Chad just blushed. Anyway, okay, let's not go there. But anyway, so Starbucks. So I walk into Starbucks and I'm shooting B-roll, right? I've been shooting, I couldn't sleep. I've been shooting B-roll since 4 a.m. Just of the sun rising, different stuff.
B-roll to the rest of us.
B-roll is all the stuff that's in between a movie. Okay, every time that you see that you're not seeing the stars, right?
The Chads.
Well, every time you're not seeing the Chads, or every time you're not seeing the Han Solos or whatever, that's B-roll. Them getting from point A to point B.
Gotcha.
Right. So that's how in storytelling you tell the story of, well, where did we go? Well, we traveled down. I got some footage of that. And I have some weird footage of them sleeping in a van outside of a Walmart parking lot. Right. So I was doing that. And I'm like, okay, I need to get more B-roll. I want to see, and for me with this whole project, I've having known you for a while now, and I know there's a lot of seminars out there. There's a lot of different people doing what you're doing, right? But you do it on such a personal level. The way that you engage with people and the small group type sessions that you're doing, and the fact that you go all the way back to basics when it comes to teaching, it's just really captured me, and I wanted people to see that. I wanted people to see you, I want people to see that you travel around, the Western United States in a van, right? I wanted people to see that. I wanted people to see, what does a two-time Olympian get up and have in the morning? He has Starbucks coffee, right?
And that's it until we just ate dinner.
That was it. Yeah,
it's been a long day. Typical. But
I had a donut and a half until
just now, until Buffalo Wild Wings.
And then I had more beer. So.
But so I walk into Starbucks and just creep the hell out of everybody.
There was a couple girls when I was paying that they were very questionable about the dude with the camera.
Yeah.
What's to say? They called security.
Yeah.
I really want to believe that they would have called security whether he had the camera in his hand or not.
That's why I do this. It's the friendships. That's why I do this, the friendships.
But no, I do want to apologize for you guys. We weren't sure what direction this whole conversation was going to go when we started. So I apologize for you guys that it's all been about this thing that we're working on, that we're doing, which I want you guys to know about. But at the same time, there's so many things that we can talk about. We can talk about, getting into. I got you. Yeah, we can talk about my abilities to hold the microphone here. And very in the bottom of a squat. Yeah, very very versatile. Very
good. Yeah.
But a big thing that we have talked a lot about things that we're working on, and I've got the USA Weightlifting podcast that I'm working on. And I've also got another podcast that I'm working on, a personal podcast that I'm hoping to put out here pretty soon. And what you guys are doing, what you guys told me that you're hoping to do with this is basically to talk about fitness, right? And what that means really, and really to me, when I look at it from the outside looking in, what nobody else is really doing is talking about fitness from the perspective of gym owners / coaches, and what we as gym owners / coaches, because I'm in the same boat, what we run into on a regular basis with membership and stuff like that. And so, me saying that, one, I wanted to just get that out there and let people know about that. But at the same time, I want to try to change the direction of the conversation maybe into that a little bit. And yeah, we can talk a little bit more about the trip and some of the things that went on in the sessions today, and some of the stuff that like you were working on to try to capture to help get the word out. But at the same time, again, I think what I want people to know for what you guys are doing, I think it's bigger than what you guys think it is, because we have so many people out there that are interested in listening to podcasts, because podcasts are getting bigger and bigger. They're growing. It's kind of I don't know if I want to call it a new thing, but at the same time, it's new enough to where it's growing and it has a lot of potential. And what you guys are talking about, what you're passionate about, and what you want to do with this specific podcast, I just don't know that there's anything out there that's really like it. I mean, there are other people that are talking about being gym owners and coaches in the CrossFit community, but nothing that's really specifically detailed to that. And I guess what I would try to add here to maybe get us off on a good topic is the idea that I run into on a regular basis when I travel around, and that we run into on a daily basis when we're coaching CrossFit, is the idea of how do we continue to coach more and more people, or the same people over and over again, when we're giving them everything that we have, and only a small percentage of them are really taking it upon themselves to really make the change that we know that they can make and that we want them to make. And so we have those people, and then we have this other larger group of people that say they want certain things, but what it becomes is us more, I don't know if I want to call it babysitting, but maybe, it's babysitting, but again, at the same time, it's like maybe they don't really have goals, and maybe their only purpose in coming to CrossFit, coming to class, is for community, which is perfectly fine. That's fine, but don't tell me that you want something and you're really only here. And you're really only here for the conversation and socialization, which again, that's fine. I love that. That's okay. I just want you to admit that. I just want you to admit that, and I want to know that as your coach, and I want to be able to support that. But if you come to me and say that you have a goal and you want something, I want to be able to support that as well, because I do have the knowledge and the expertise to help you. And if I'm going to put out the effort to help you make those changes, I want you to follow up on that. So I think we have a lot of things going on inside of a CrossFit class, meaning that we have a lot of different people, one, that are willing to come to CrossFit class, that are passionate about CrossFit, that they're moving, and at least they're moving and making a difference in their life, and making and they're not on the couch. But I guess what I want is for those people to be honest about what they want, and to really understand what do you want? Don't tell me that you want something and show me something different.
I've been coaching CrossFit for 4 years now, right? 4 years, and you've been 6 now,
pretty close. 5.5, 6 years, I think.
Now, why originally did you get into it? Did you become a CrossFit coach? What was the driving force there, Jared?
For me, it's more or less, I really enjoyed. I looked up to the coach that kind of coach me, I guess, and I want to be that same guy that could give somebody the tools they needed to become better at what they wanted to be. Like Chad said, if somebody tells you they have a goal, I want to help them get that goal, and that's what kind of drives me still to this day. And I like to make people have, whether it's just a better lift or getting their first pull-up or anything, like, that's what drives me every day, that's...
I mean, it's the same for me. I like to see people change, I like to see people move better. I like to, just to see people active really is kind of why I do it. Because so many people are so inactive now.
Yeah.
They just do so little.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, other than getting up and walking around the house and maybe even doing whatever it is they do at their jobs. And they don't think of themselves as athletes, But I mean, when you walk into a CrossFit gym, especially ours, like, we automatically, you're an athlete. You had the courage to come through the door, and let's see what we can do with you. Let's see what we can do to help. And like Chad was saying, if we can get people to like keep those goals, and if we can get people to listen to what we're saying and actually work on the movements and work on the basics, and I don't think it can get much better than that, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I think we're all just so passionate about what we do. Here's the thing, guys. Like, if you're a gym owner and you're watching or listening to this podcast, you know that there's not a lot of money to be made owning a gym.
You know that.
If you don't know, you know now.
Yeah, but unless you're the sole owner and the sole coach of that specific gym, you're coaching all the classes, there's not a tremendous amount of money. So we do what we do because we love it. And what I'm saying is that when a member comes to me and says they want something, I want to help them do that. My reaction is to dig in as deep as I can and to give them information and to spend time with them. And then when they don't follow up on that, it's difficult. But again, I'd be perfectly fine with somebody telling me, look, I love CrossFit. I enjoy it. I like breathing hard. I want to come here and breathe hard, but I really don't have any goals other than that. I just want to come here and breathe hard, and I want to socialize and hang out with people. You know what? If you tell me that, I'm in support of that.
Absolutely.
And I want more people to tell me that, because that's what more people than not are doing, and that's what they want. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. And that's where, honestly, that's just about where I'm at.
Yeah,
I mean,
CrossFit,
like, what you were saying earlier is that, so many people are inactive. Well, I'm getting there myself. Like, I'm sitting in a van driving all the time, and that's basically what I do. I did 4 squat reps today.
Really?
4 reps. And I was I was heavily breathing because we were at
6,500.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So, guys, it was difficult. It was very challenging for an old master, washed-up weightlifter. It was very difficult, but
you didn't make it look very hard, bro. Quit being modest.
But
people can tell.
Up reps with an empty bar, and then went to 135, 225, and 315. I mean, it's typical jumps for me.
And then he just overhead squatted 225 close grip, like it was. That's my 1 rep max.
Well, I mean, it was a little mobility workout for me is what that was, but yeah, to me that's as a coach, as a CrossFit coach, I've done a lot of coaching CrossFit. I think people maybe forget that, or I even forget that sometimes, how much actual coaching CrossFit I've done. I've done a lot since early 2010.
You own a CrossFit gym.
I owned a CrossFit gym for 5 years, and I sold it a couple years ago, or my wife and I sold it, and the partners that we had at the time, and we did that so we could really zero in and focus more on weightlifting. But still, through the last 2 years after we sold it, we still coach, my wife and I still coach classes there. So I coach at least 2 CrossFit classes a week, and maybe that's not a tremendous amount, but I'm staying in it, and I'm still doing it consistently on a regular basis. And that's my biggest struggle as a CrossFit coach, and not only as a CrossFit coach, as a weightlifting coach too. I struggle a lot with that same idea of the goals that people have and what they're willing to do to make those changes. But that's what I like so much about traveling, and teaching people in that way. I think that's really kind of more up my alley, and I respect so much. And again, I've done it for many, many years. I respect so much the guys and the girls that are out there at their gyms, whether they're the owner or just a coach at a gym, that are out there doing it every single day, and that they're in it and they're able to stay positive and optimistic and to continue to teach and to coach and to cheer on these athletes, no matter what they're getting back from them. I'm not that good of a coach. I mean, I'm not. I'm really, really not. But that's why I enjoy doing what I do so much when I travel, is that I'm able to get up in front of different groups of people and teach them and deliver the messages that I have, that I've already delivered to the people at my own gym many times. And what's cool is, and what I want to do is I want to come back to the same gyms for 2 or 3 or 4. Again, I've been to y'all's gym 4 or 5 times now, and hopefully work with the same people more than once. And what I like about that is, one, that I get to build on top of what I did initially, but also I get to see if they've actually done what I've asked them to, or that they've actually made improvement.
And that's what we were talking about earlier today, right? Like I asked you the question, like, what's the biggest rewarding thing that you have in coaching? And that was what that's what you were telling us about. And I think, let's just use Jared as an example, because you've been coaching Jared for a while now. Has Jared made the improvements? Has he done the work?
Well, this guy, Jared, I've fallen in love with this guy now. I mean, like, I say that jokingly, but I guess in a way, maybe I have, because of what he's done with the information that I'm giving him. And here's the thing, like, okay, so I'm giving information and I'm teaching. Whether that's right or wrong, he's taken it upon himself to believe in it and to apply it, not only with himself, but he's tried to do it with other people as well. And that's what I want. I want to go give information to someone, and I want them to take it and do something with it for themselves, but I want them to take it and do something with it for someone else as well, and to help make changes in other people's lives too. But yeah, that's my greatest reward, is seeing someone like Jared make a difference for himself and for other people. And yeah, it's happened with other people too, but maybe not to, maybe only a couple people to the extent of Jared. And percentage wise, the people that I've really seen, you know, another thing we were talking about earlier is that, like, we're talking about like some posts that people were making on Instagram today after coming to some of the sessions that we did, and they're just so excited. I'm like, you know, that's pretty cool, but that's not what I want.
See, I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh man, they got a good post, and it brought it into perspective, where it's like, I want them to celebrate the later on PRs, not the day PR.
Well, just because I've seen it so many times, I get the initial excitement of the new information that I gave them, and I was able to give them direction. I was able to tell them something different and teach them something, and I was able to give them direction and recommendations on how they can move forward, and they're excited about that, and that's cool. I don't want to take that away, but at the same time, what happens more often than not is that dies off, like you guys were talking about. It dies off. So it's 2 weeks of doing the homework that I gave them, and then slowly it dies off into nothing for most people. What I want is a reaction of taking it in. All right, that's cool. I can do that. Now I'm going to do it, you know? And where I want the excitement to come in more than the initial reaction is the excitement of, like, a couple people. Actually, I think 2 people came to me today from 2 people that I'd worked with before. And they came to me and they told me stories of not PRs. Those are cool, but that's not what gets me chills. What gives me chills is when somebody comes to me and says, like Evan, the coach of one of the individuals that came to a session before and that came to a session today, said, this girl, she's been doing what you taught her and what you asked her to do, what you recommended to her. And a couple weeks ago, she was able to do a squat keeping her heels on the floor. That was exciting to me.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and then another individual came to me and said something similar, like, hey, you know, I've been working on the mobility drills that you recommended, and I've been able to make a difference. I can feel and see a difference.
Yeah.
You know, that's the stuff that I want. And but not everybody's there.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. There's something for those people too, and that something for them is just being a part of the community.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to dog on that. I'm not trying to take away from that. I just don't want them to make promises and not keep them.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, and it might not seem like a huge thing, but having your heels down in a squat when you struggle with it,
Yeah.
Oh, it's everything to me.
you know,
It's everything.
but those are that's the attentiveness I think that the three of us have towards the people that we coach. Is those are the wins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what we look at as a win, rather than, you know, my athlete's going to go to regionals or something like that,
A
or
PR, yeah.
or a big PR for the day or something like that. I mean, I'm just as proud of them when they hit a PR, right?
Yeah.
But when they overcome the little things, like getting your heels down in a squat.
Well, but to me, a PR or qualifying for regionals is a byproduct of making base changes.
Yeah.
It really is. Making those base changes. There are so many people out there that, sorry, I don't know why I leaned into the microphone right there, like I don't know why that I needed to, but there are so many, there are so many people out there, honestly, that have the potential to qualify for regionals if they paid attention to some of the basics and spent more time on them. There really are. And it's difficult, obviously more difficult than ever to qualify for regionals. It's getting to the point, if you qualify for regionals, you have to have this package of, say, 10 things, 10 characteristics
You're really, really good at.
that you're really good at. If one of them is lacking even in the slightest amount,
Gone.
it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And the games is even to a greater extent. We talk about that so much on the USA Weightlifting podcast when we're talking about, like, you know, people ask, what does it take to be an elite weightlifter? You got to be good at a lot of things. And it's not just the physical. There are mental characteristics. There are emotional characteristics. There is the ability to relax and recover. There's nutrition. There's all these things that go so far beyond somebody's fucking talent. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody's, like, it's more than that. Harrison Morris, I don't know if you guys out there know Harrison Morris, but he's an incredibly
You should follow him on Instagram because the kid's awesome.
Yeah, he's an incredibly talented weightlifter, and the only reason I'm bragging on him is because he broke my record. So I have to make him sound really, really good. You know, like, no, but like, you know, this kid.
Record stand for though, right? Clean and jerk, American record.
10 years, yeah, something like that. So,
10 years, that's pretty impressive.
but
Bravo.
yeah, but this kid that is so obnoxiously talented, I look at him as abnormal. You know what I'm saying? Like superhuman physically.
Yeah.
But it's more than that. I've talked to him. I've interviewed him. We did a podcast with him. And it's more than just the supernatural ability that he has. It's that he's dedicated. He's paying attention to so many of the little things that it takes. He's a technician. He took the time, him and his coach took the time to learn really good quality technique. He has great overall mobility. It's so much more than the physical talent. There's so many other things that go into that. And for those of you out there that maybe you don't have an extreme amount of physical talent, you can make up for that and you can become the best that you can be by paying attention to these little things that really, really add up and make a big difference. I don't even know where that came from. It was a tangent that I went off on, but it ended up there.
It worked.
No, I'd take somebody that's going to work hard over like a talented, you know, someone who's incredibly talented. Because a lot of times, I mean, how many guys do you see burn out in high school?
Yeah.
You know, guys that could legitimately be like an elite quarterback or something like that, or, you know, someone. I went to school with some guys that were wrestlers, you know, that could very easily wrestle in D1.
Yeah.
But they didn't, they got to college and burnt out, or they burnt out in high school or something, and got into the wrong crowd, or they got to a point where they had to start trying a little bit, and that's where a lot of people, I think, fall off. It's the real dedicated ones. Those are the athletes that you see. I mean, not every single one of them is a natural talent, and a good portion of them are. Maybe they're a little bit talented here and there, but then they just worked really, really hard. Yeah. And then the truly great ones, those are the ones that were talented and then worked really hard and had both things, but the savants, if you will. But yeah, I'd rather work with someone that's willing to work on something rather than someone who's naturally talented and thinks a lot of themselves and is never going to be at the gym. Yeah. Sure. Did I say it all?
Well, no, I mean, no, you're absolutely right. And that burnout factor that you're talking about is one of the things that allowed me to be on top in the U.S. for so long, is because I stuck with it. I didn't burn out. I was able to continue. And so many of my competitors in the U.S. specifically that were literally physically, not just a little bit stronger than me, significantly stronger than me in squats and deadlifts and presses and that kind of thing, I was able to beat them because, one, I was able to stay relatively injury-free where they were getting injured, and I was also more of a technician. I had better overall mobility. And so for weightlifting, that's the kind of thing that really matters. And the big part, going back to what you were saying, was so much of success is being able to stick with it for a long period of time, But, what kind of comes to my mind as well is what I'd like to dig into with you guys, especially with what you do, being gym owners and coaches and stuff like that. What do we do? Because I know this is such a common issue. I don't know if I want to call it an issue, but a common scenario that I know a lot of gym owners run into is that what do we do with those people that either they say they want certain things and they don't follow up on it, or they are there just for the community and to breathe hard. What do we do with those people, and how do we interact with them? What do you guys do?
What do you do, Jared?
It's difficult because I've had athletes that I've worked with for like 6 years, and they've made improvements, right? Like, no doubt, from day one. But when they get frustrated with a certain thing, how often do you work on that certain thing?
Or they stop, right?
Like, it's you gotta put in the crappy, like, scale work and extra work outside of the actual WOD to get better at this stuff. And it's not fun, it's not glamorous, but at the end of the day, if you want to get those certain goals, you gotta put the work in. And it's hard to decide what to put the work in on too, anyways, because like with CrossFit, there's 100 things that you could not be good at.
Yeah.
And which one do you pick on?
Yeah.
Right? If you don't have handstand push-ups, okay, you may not have bar muscle-ups either. You may not have ring muscle-ups. There's a lot of things you may not have, so which one of those three do you put the most focus on?
Yeah.
And it's hard. You can push them as much as you want, but it's hard for you to say which one they should work on first. But it's also tough to see as a coach when they get frustrated when they don't have them, when they think that they should. Because that they come to the gym every day, they put in the work, they do everything they're supposed to. But trying to get them to find the time to do the rest, to do all that extra work, is tough.
Well, and obviously, all the athletes that I know, right? We've been working with the same people for quite some time now. But, some of them that have come so far on just little things, being able to stand on their head on their own.
Yeah.
Or getting on the GHD machine. Yeah. There's a couple athletes that go to our gym that struggled with that for a long time. I'll never do that. I'll never do that. And then, now she does GHDs every day.
Yeah.
That's her morning routine.
Yeah.
She does the workout, and then she does some sit-ups, and she'll do some GHDs.
Well, let me put it this way too. Those people that are frustrated that they can't get the bar muscle ups and the handstand push-ups regularly, when we first started, they couldn't squat below parallel.
Yeah.
And now they can do pistols.
Yeah.
Right? So they need to take those wins that they got and, take those as successes and then work on the other stuff that they got, because it's not like they're stagnant in their movements.
Yeah.
I can't even count how many people we had who couldn't even squat below parallel when we started.
Yeah, that was a lot.
And like I said, for somebody to be able to do a pistol after a couple of years when not being able to squat below parallel is awesome to me.
Yeah.
And it's hard to talk them down off that ledge when they can't do a handstand push-up when the open comes around, or they can't do a bar muscle-up. But yet, they're capable of so many other things, It's hard with CrossFit because you have thousands of things you can be good at. You have 1,000 things you can be bad at, too.
Yeah.
And which ones do you pick on to work on? It's got to be the ones that mean the most to you, and are you willing to put in that extra work to get there? Because nobody's ever going to be great across the board at CrossFit except the Matt Frasers, right? Like,
who's that?
Yeah, you don't know who Matt Fraser is? Let me Google search him a little bit, because I'm a little bit unaware as well. But really though, like, there's just so much to work on, and same with like we talk about the Olympic lifting through today. There's just so much to work on.
And this might sound a little funny, but coming from those people that have had those big successes over the years that I've been working with, and like I said, the first time I had to get her on a GHD machine like 6 or 7 times, right? And then lower her down slowly, both hands on her back, so that she knew that I was there, and now she does them every day.
That's awesome.
Right, but then what happens is they get a little bit of success, and then they go, oh, okay, well, I'm never going to get double unders, right? Now, I was that guy. I legitimately said, look, I'm never going to get double unders. It's okay.
Yeah, I fixed that.
Nice. Jared did fix that.
In about 15 minutes.
In about
4 years of work.
4 years of work.
15 minutes.
15 minutes with Jared alone.
Well, there's a lot of scenarios that you have 15 minutes alone with Jared, right?
But I will have this,
or
too.
maybe a couple minutes. Maybe it wasn't even 15.
Chad, we were doing so good till you came back.
Sorry. Go back to the bathroom.
In those 15 minutes, afterwards, he beat me in the workout that had double unders in it. So I regret that decision ever since.
Regret that instantly. So I'm wondering, and then like I said, this is probably a strange thing to say, and I'm kind of wondering your guys' opinion on it as coaches.
Things you say are very strange.
Well, that's absolutely. I wouldn't say it any other way. But as coaches, I wonder what your opinion is maybe sometimes that big success kind of, maybe that holds people back from going out and getting more success. Yeah. Is that, I've seen that a little bit, and, I'm just in my observance of coaching people over the years. I don't know. Is that a thing? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's definitely potentially a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear what you're saying, and there's definitely so much psychology going on with what we do, more than we really probably care to dig into or to think about. But I think it's a lot of what we do as coaches and teachers is mind games, playing mind games with people and trying to not let them go too high, because we know that's going to knock them down too low, and trying to keep everything level as much as possible. But what I was just thinking about while I was in the bathroom by myself, and there was a lot of things going through my
Lots of things
that we probably don't want to think about, but something that I have to remind myself of on a regular basis, because I get so frustrated about what I've been continuing to bring up and talk about, which is people saying they want to do things and not following through. What I have to remind myself of and remember is that when people are coming to CrossFit class and they're coming to the gym, and when they're consistent, 2 days a week, 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, whatever it is, it kind of doesn't matter what their goals are. If they're in there and if they're doing it, they have such a better chance of being fit and healthy. And isn't that what CrossFit is all about?
Yeah, 100%.
It really is. And I have to really remind myself of that, because what I do, I'm a specialist. I'm on I work with a group of people that are minority. And I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but the people that come to the events that I run, that I do, they're not 100% of the CrossFit community.
Yeah.
It's a small group. Now, I would love for them to come, and I think that they could, and I think that they should. We've talked a lot about that too, and that's a big part of why you guys are helping me put this video together, is to get more people to understand the benefit, even in the general CrossFitter, coming to this type of event. But I have to continually remind myself of, if you are even coming into the gym 3 days a week, that's respectable.
Yeah.
It's extraordinarily respectable.
Hear that, Jared? You need to go to the gym more.
If you're only coming to the gym 3 days out of 3 months, that's probably not good enough, Jared.
So what if I'm there coaching quite a bit, but I don't get to work out? Does that count?
Well, you remember what I talked about? I told you about a podcast I listened to from Brute Strength not too long ago with Windler.
Yeah.
And he was saying, one of his major things that he does every day is he makes sure that he works out, because it's what we do,
Yeah.
But again, there's that line there, it's difficult, different people are in different situations. You make money in a certain way, and you spend a certain amount of time doing that. So it's difficult, and it's hard to say that all of us that are in the fitness community and that are trying to help other people have the same opportunities as everyone else to do that, so.
Because Jared and I, we don't make our money in fitness, right? It's a hobby.
Hold on, let me put it this way.
Well, real quick, let me say something. I think that you guys should tell. Sorry, my hair was all somewhere over there, but
You can tell if that was the mic or your hair.
well, and by the way, my wife told me I should shave my beard, my goatee, when I was on the phone, and I was all scruffy, and I'm like, no, we shouldn't, because it's real. This is, if you come to an event of mine, this is what you're gonna get. All this messiness, and all the hair, all in different directions, and this scruffliness that you. Is scruffliness a word? I don't know if it is, but all this that you get here. But I want you guys to tell your story in regards to how you make money, how you make money, how you support your family, how you pay your bills, and that kind of thing. But you also own a gym, because you're not alone.
Yeah.
That's a common CrossFit story, So yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Jared, how do you make money? It's not in CrossFit, I know that.
Yeah. Not in CrossFit. So I have a full-time job that I am a heavy-duty diesel mechanic on Caterpillar equipment. So long hours, long days. I work a pretty good schedule, but I usually have to work some extra days to do so. So that puts me at the gym with a 7-7 schedule. I'm there a couple days a week, 1 week, and then 3 days a week the next, and I cover whatever I can on the off time. Outside of family events, try to make what I can with that stuff. Essentially, what I did was paid $1,000 to get certified in CrossFit, and it cost me about $50 by the time I was done, because I got, I enjoyed it so much that I got other certifications. I got my gymnastics certification. I got my mobility certification. I got
Why would you get a gymnastics certificate? No, I'm just kidding.
It gets worse.
I got that one twice, bro.
Joseph got endurance, so there.
Yeah.
I'm the only runner, I guess, in the room.
But outside of, I spent all this extra money on different certifications. Went to the Power Monkey Fitness Camp. I don't regret any. I don't regret any of that.
Which has gymnastics in it.
No.
Oh, burn.
I don't regret any of that. But I also bought into a gym, bought the equipment, got the affiliation, partnered up with some other people, and went into it full bore, knowing that we would not be making money to support our family based off of that gym. So from day one, we've almost been open 4 years. It'll be 4 years in August. We knew damn good and well that we would make enough money to hopefully keep the doors open.
Yeah.
And that's basically what we've been able to do. And there for a while, we were doing fairly decent. We were able to put some money away to buy some different equipment every now and then. Then minimum wage went up, our rent went up. That took away every profit that we had, right? So now, I think me and Joseph paid ourselves for, 3 months.
I don't even think it was that long.
2 or 3 months.
Might have been 2.
Maybe 2. And that was about a year and a half ago at this point.
That about sunk us.
We quickly decided that we couldn't do that anymore. So, we do it because we enjoy it. And one other thing, too, is I don't think people realize this, but for the 4 years we've been open, there has been a workout programmed every day for 4 years.
There's been something on the board every day.
I can honestly say I've never missed a day where I was
automatically generated. Like somebody has to do that. Yeah.
Right. And so for the whole 4 years, we followed separate programming for 3 months because I just got too busy. I couldn't do it. I didn't want the gym to suffer based on me not being able to put the time and energy into programming. I went back to it recently, which I enjoy doing it. Like it's fun, but that takes 3 to 4 hours out of my week on a weekly basis that I don't have sometimes, right? So, there's a lot that goes into it that people don't see, whether it's the maintenance of the building or luckily we've been at this point, we got to the point where we don't have to do a lot of that. But early on, we were knocking down walls every weekend to try to make the thing work because we quickly ran out of room, trying to find the right price scheme that works to keep the building full, but not over full and not empty, right? And right now, we make enough to sustain, but we're not doing great, and we want to be able to sustain. I'm fine. Other owners may not agree, right? I am 100% fine. If the gym stays open 10 more years and we don't make anything off of it, because I want to do it either way. If it makes some money someday, great. But I enjoy doing it enough that I'm okay breaking even. Right? Sorry, go ahead, Chad.
No, I was just going to ask you 1 or 2 questions, and can I just take over as the interviewer? No, I'm just kidding. No. But what all that stuff that you're saying is awesome. And again, what I remember all the time, and again, especially because I've been a gym owner, and I know what it's like, and I know the struggles that the business itself has financially, but at the same time, the magic that happens. What I want to ask you is, how many members do you currently have?
It's hard to
just
say.
in CrossFit, or?
It's hard to say. So, we have some other programs that go on at the gym. The main thing that we try to stay up on is we use a program called Beyond the Whiteboard to track all our workouts, to program all our workouts. It's a great thing. When we add people to that, I can see that number. I can see how many people, and I can see how long it's been since they posted. So if they haven't posted for a couple months, I know that they're probably not coming anymore. So we're honestly between 80 and 100 members roughly. Not everybody uses Beyond the Whiteboard, but I'd say that's a fairly consistent number, and it has been for 4 years. But
I think we're
we also
or something like
we also live in a market where when we opened our gym, there was 2 other gyms at the time that were CrossFit gyms, and we weren't about trying to flood the market and steal the business. So we knew what their prices were, and we put ours at the same. And also, it's a small community. The median household income is probably $50,000 or less. We've tried to set that price at a rate other people that run CrossFit gyms that think we were nuts, and we've been told that before.
We've been told that many times.
Right. A lot of gyms in big markets, $125 to $225 a month. We're significantly less than that. And people don't understand what they get out of that. And I hope that when we get them through the door, we can kind of show them that. But it's always been a hard thing because, even our top price right now is $85 a month, and that's a lot for people. And it's hard to fathom. Some people that come in that have been to another market, I've had people that come from Tucson or Phoenix or Mesa, and they're like, hey, I've done CrossFit for 5 years. I went to CrossFit Now in Tucson. I want to join up. What do you guys charge? And I'm like, $75. And they're like, really? Holy cow, that's insane. They're down. You know, they would pay 6 months in advance if they could. But then other people, I've had, you know, over the last 6 months, I've probably had 10 emails. Hey, what are your guys' prices? What are your hours? Blah, blah, blah. I respond with all that information, and I don't just throw it out there with prices. You know, I put it in a paragraph and I talk.
You're subtle about it.
And, well, you know, but I try to just do more than the price, right? Yeah. Like structured classes throughout the day, you know, a lot of different options to go through. And I've got 0 responses back from most of those.
Yeah.
I've been told by people that they could open a gym down the road and charge $125 a month and blow us out of the water. I don't think they could, because we have a good facility. It's a clean facility. You know, it's a family-oriented facility. We have a lot of good coaches. We have a lot of good hours. Like, I think we put out a good product for the price, and I don't think somebody could come in and blow us out the water charging double what we charge.
Yeah, no. Where we live, I don't know. I don't know if I want to blame it on our location. I don't know.
I know there's other small locations that, you know, Chad lives in a small town.
Yeah.
I don't know what they charge there, but it's more. No, you're right. Though, but at the same time, like, maybe it was dumb on our part, right? Because we came in not wanting to undercut the other gyms in town and not. But at the same time, we've tried to raise our prices.
Yeah, and it has not worked out.
Yeah. So, long story short, we took over a gym that was not a CrossFit. It had equipment and a building, and it had members. So we had a solid foundation. But people were very against CrossFit when we started. Like, some people heard we were going to take over, and they wanted out. So we had to do something. So, you know, dumb idea on my part, maybe, I don't know. We said, let's grandfather them in, show them what we have to offer, lock them into a price for a year, and then after that year, we'll raise the price incrementally. That honestly has got
out of hand.
No, I don't know they got out of hand. I mean, we got some really good members out of that are like true faithful members.
No, yeah, we do. The core of our membership really is made up of those people, I think. Probably 7 or 8, you know, core evening people.
So in the 4 years we've been open, we've incrementally gone up twice, I believe, with those members. And I did the math a couple, you know, last tax season or whatever, and we made like $14,000 less when we raised the price because we lost a lot of those grandfathered members. And it's such a fine line. I mean, I don't know what the right answer is, because people just. I'm also kind of stubborn too, because I could have 20 members at $125 a month and make the same as I can with 80 members at $70 a month. I'm not willing to give up those people I worked with for 4 years, and that's stubborn on my part and stupid. But this business does not support my family. So maybe that's a bad business move, but.
Well, I mean, who's to say, like you said, and I'm glad you took it in that direction, because I love telling people they're not unique. I mean, we're all unique, but at the same time, with the situation that you described, it's not unique. Like, other people, other gym owners have that same struggle and that same fight with theyself. Like, am I doing what's right? Am I charging what's right? What do I charge? What the fuck am I doing? I don't know. Like, none of us know what the. I mean, none of us really know. You have to do the best you can with the area that you're in and with the information that you have. And I'm so glad that you took it in that direction. But I want to bring it back to what the point that I was trying to make when I asked you how many members you have. Because, again, the idea is that it's more than about making money. It's about those. You said 80. You specifically said 82.
82. I mean, this is the last time I checked you on the website.
The reason I say that is because we have probably roughly 82 people that are on Beyond the Whiteboard subscription. But I also pretty firmly believe that we have 15 to 20 that don't use Beyond the Whiteboard.
Sure.
And to go through there, you know how it is. Like, you might have somebody that comes for 2 months, not for 3. They'll come back for 1. Like, it's hard to count like solid number of members every month.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, are there any gyms out there? And if there are, please comment and tell us, how the hell do you keep up with the specific number of people that you have? Because I was never able to do it. Like, people ask me all the time how many members you have. I don't fucking know. Like, what? Like, I have no idea. Like, and I look at I could see how many people are paying. I still can't tell you. But my point is that whether it's 82, whether it's 80, whether it's 82 plus 15 that don't use, whatever that number is, it's more than one person. And it's more than one person that you're positively impacting in not only the 82 members or whatever that it is, but through those 4 years, the person that came in for a month and left, or the 10 people that came in for a couple years and left, like, you've touched more than 82 people. It might be 200 people that, because you guys have this business that is a CrossFit business, you've helped so many people. And that's what it's all about. That's the same conversation that we've had in the creepy van for van going on 6 hours, and we'll drive for another 3 hours and probably have the same conversation. Is that it's about more than making money, and yes, we have to pay our bills and we have to make a living and everything else, and that's the thing, y'all. The common CrossFit story that you have, that you make your money elsewhere, but at the same time, as long as you can keep the doors open of the gym, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, because so many people are off the couch and doing something, and they're part of a community, and they're moving. And that's beautiful.
Well, and another thing too is I could probably count on one hand how many people have left because they did not like something we were doing. I still see people and talk to them today that have left, that they left for different circumstances. They either moved away, family stuff got in the way where they wanted to do it, but it just didn't mesh, right? With kids' baseball games, kids' school events, husband and wife both work. Like, gym time was priority, and maybe it took away from another priority. Like, I get it. I tell people all the time.
Because Jared was a dick, that's why I left.
Surprisingly, not that many people have left because of me.
That we know of. I tell people all the time, though, like, I own the damn place and I can barely make it there. And it's no lie. If I get a workout in, it's between the 15 minutes I have between one class or the other, or if I make it there early enough for work, or it's just a constant battle. But really we bring in about $7,000 to $8,000 a month, and we have $2,800 in rent. We have about $400 to $800 in utilities, depending. Payroll's about $2,500. I'm not a mathematician, but that's already getting pretty close. Plus we have supplies. We have the insurance every year we got to pay. We have the affiliation due. There's just a lot that goes into it.
It's great for tax purposes. You can write all that shit off. So
I'm single, right? And when I bought a CrossFit gym, that was the first time that I was able to actually get a tax return in my adult life. And I kid you not, I finally got a tax return in 2015, or I think it was 2014. I think that I bought in, but yeah, it was amazing. First tax return ever was when I bought a CrossFit gym.
Wow,
I was 30 years old.
Let me just tell you real quick. I hate K1s. I hate them. If you're a gym owner, you know what I'm talking about. I hate it.
Yeah, that kind of screwed me this year.
They suck, yeah.
But really, we do it because we enjoy it, and I would really hate to have 3 bad months just because I don't know where that would put us. But we're always on that fence of trying to figure out. I would love to just maintain and sustain, honestly. But we had another thing is we had goals of. We got told when we first bought into the business that you needed 3 years of business cred before you could get a loan to buy a building or build a building. So, we had 3 years, and we're like, cool.
Guess how many buildings we have.
Yeah. we thought that was pretty cool, so we all 3 owners had to put in all our financial statements, all our tax returns, everything, all our information. And we got told, like, so you guys don't make a lot of money as a gym, so to be able to do this, we need like $125,000 down to do so. Yeah, that ain't happening. I mean, I ain't got that kind of money, do you?
No, we tried that already. Didn't work out that way.
Yeah, obviously owning our own building would be a financial investment for us as business owners. We would maybe be able to even sub out some of the other building space if we could do something like that, and it's just not in the cards right now. And there's not any other buildings that I've seen or that I'm aware of that are going to be cheaper or even close to what we're paying right now, even though for us it's a lot, you know?
I mean, we go back and forth about it a lot as owners, you know, just like, what do we do? How do we get to a point where we can have equity in the business? You know, I mean, yeah, we've got equity in our people, obviously, and we care about them a lot, but at the same time, and I mean, the overall theme here is that it's okay that we're not making money, right? I mean, and when I bought into the gym, I knew that the gym wasn't making money, you know.
Full disclosure, I told him.
I took a solid look at the books, and I was like, dude, this is a sinking ship. Let's do this, you know, like, and honestly, I looked at it and went, well, if I buy in, we don't have to pay me anymore. And I was already working so many hours a week, and this is how much my payroll was. And I was like, wow, okay, well, maybe after 2 years we can save that up and be able to, well, it didn't work, but anyway, but I knew full well what I was getting into, you know, and then later down the line, I bought in even more, but so who's the
You guys are idiots.
You guys are stupid. But what I wanted, like, for gym owners out there that might be listening, is you're not alone. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, Jared and I both work full-time jobs. You know, Jared's got a family he supports. My brother lives with me, and he's got kids, and they're annoying. But, you know,
His kid said the same about you.
yeah, he can't talk. But you know, if that's the kind of situation that you're in, I mean, we've done it for a while now, and we plan on doing it for longer, as long as we can. But you know, like I said, 2-3 bad months, and it wouldn't be able to sustain.
Back in my garage.
Yeah, which I'm okay with, man.
Yeah.
Let's go back to your garage.
Well, but that's what the really cool thing is that, like you said, 2 or 3 or 4 bad months and something different has to happen. But what's really cool is that that's not it.
Yeah.
It's not it, because it doesn't stop you from doing what you love and from helping other people. It's like it's that same thing again that I talk about so much with what does it take to be the best that you can as an athlete? What does it take to be elite? It takes the 100% dedication. And what that means is that, for example, if I go as an elite lifter, and I don't know where I'm going with this, by the way, but I'm going with it.
It's going to happen, guys. Just wait.
As an elite lifter, I have a bad competition, and then I have another bad competition, and then I have another bad competition. I don't consider quitting for a split second. What happens is that bad competition punches me in the face, or maybe the nuts, you know, and I hurt for a couple minutes, and then I take that information and I move forward with it to accomplish my goal. If you ever are considering quitting, you're done.
Yeah.
You know, and I see that, and the reason why I make that comparison is because I see athletes fall into that category where they struggle and they struggle and they struggle, and it's always pushing them towards quitting. All right, you don't have it. You might as well, either you need to change your mindset or you need to do something different. And it's the same thing with what you guys are talking about. I love what you just said when you said, you know what, I'm okay with that, because you're going to keep going no matter what. And I think there's so many gym owners out there that are in the same boat. And what I want to say is that, first of all, I love CrossFit. I've been in the community since 2008, but as a information source since early 2010 as a gym owner from 2011 to 2016, and I want to say I appreciate what you guys do. It's very respectable. I appreciate what those guys out there that hopefully are listening. Okay, the one gym owner out there.
I'm going to steal this from Chris Spieler, our tens of listeners, but they probably have more tens of listeners than we do.
But
My mom will watch it for sure.
Yeah, there you go. But no, it's beautiful, guys. It's what you guys are doing. It's incredible. It's motivating. It's inspirational. And again, me saying that is not why you do it. You don't need you don't need that reassurance. You don't need those compliments. You don't need it. You're going to do it no matter what. And I can relate to that because, one, I've been a gym owner, but also as an athlete, I was the same way. Okay, it's okay if I don't make this lift or I don't achieve what I want to achieve at the Olympics because I didn't. But you know what? It didn't make me quit. I kept going, and you guys are going to keep going. You guys are going to keep going. Yeah.
Appreciate that, because I don't know, it's always been a struggle for me to think about that. I mean, I don't want to think about having to have an exit plan. Like, I almost refuse to make one.
You don't need to.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to do that. And
Stubbornly, I think. And I'm with you. Like, I've resisted making the exit plan too. We're in the exact same boat,
just don't want it to go down that road. And, hopefully with that being said, it doesn't ever happen. Because
that's the thing. There's no exit plan. It's like, okay, worst case scenario, we lose our building.
Yeah.
You know what? We're going to figure something else out. And if we lose most of our members, we're still going to figure somewhere else to be if we have to go run boot camps at a park, whatever. As much as I hate to say boot camp, I mean, let's go boot camp. If that's what we have to do for a little while to keep doing what we love doing and to keep the movement alive, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah. That's awesome.
We're still having fun doing it. So and as long as we're having fun and enjoying it, and I mean, just the knowledge that I've gained in the last few years and the people that I've met.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
And we're podcasting.
And we're podcasting. But I mean, it's been phenomenal to me, and I've just had so much fun doing it. It's given me opportunities that I otherwise wouldn't have. I mean, right now I don't even know what town we're in, but
I honestly, what the fuck are we doing? I don't even know what's going on right now. You slept in the back of your truck last night in a Walmart parking lot.
The only thing that makes this better right now is if we were in the van.
That's true.
We talked about that earlier.
It's way too hot.
It's Phoenix. It's 104 degrees. We're not going to sit in the back of the van and shoot a podcast.
We're dedicated, but we're not that dedicated.
We would have all passed out from dehydration at this point.
Especially with the
tomorrow.
and nobody would have known where we were. Maybe Jared's wife.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah. That's about it. But, no, it's been good. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Got another day tomorrow, right?
Yeah. We're going to be shooting more tomorrow. I'm going to be following Chad around, getting kicked out of way more Starbucks. It's going to be great.
But no, let's tomorrow morning we're going to the Starbucks and we're going to see if you get kicked out again. That's the first thing that we're going to do. After I take a shower, by the way, because I've been on the road for 3 days, I haven't taken a shower. I'll admit that right now.
If he gets kicked out, we might lose a cameraman. They might just arrest him. He's got a lot of warrants.
I'm okay with that because it makes for a great story.
You guys suck. All right, but you're bailing me out.
All right, Chad, one last question. One thing I got to ask. I know you've done a lot of these on the road by yourself. What'd you think about today having us around? I mean, not that it was a big help or anything, but was it different? Was it the same? Was it, what are your thoughts, I guess?
Yeah, I'm going to jump in and start coaching too.
Yeah.
Oh, are you guys ready for another 2 hours? No, I'm kidding. Man, it was miserable. No, I'm just kidding. No, like I said, the biggest thing for me is that, I'm used to now traveling on my own, so it was really cool to again, when we talked earlier, I related it to me as an athlete in that the majority of the time training was me by myself, and I didn't need anyone else to train with. I was perfectly fine training by myself forever and doing nothing but that. But at the same time, when I did train with other people, it was really cool. It was welcomed. I enjoyed it, and it benefited me. So it's kind of the same thing having you guys around this weekend. It's been enjoyable, and it was good to have company in the old van. You know, as we're driving down the windy road, and as we kind of, I don't know if you almost crashed into us when I stopped out of nowhere and pulled into that that area
in the canyon.
Yeah, in the canyon.
I saw you eyeballing the side.
So,
it was good.
But yeah, no, that's been a really cool part of it, just to hang out with you guys and the conversations that we had in the van, and then also on the coaching side of it. I mean, again, you know, that small group of 3 people that we were working with, the way that I do things, like I like people to, I don't want to have an eye on every single rep. And so, like, I like people to do a couple reps on their own, but it was cool to have Jared there for backup, and for him to be able, when I'm over on this side working with this one person, and he's on the other side working with the number 3 person, and there's one in the middle that's working on their own. You know, Jared was there to be able to give a couple cues here and there, and to be honest with you, for you, you know, for what you're doing, it's awesome. But again, you know, you've apologized to me a couple times for being in the way, but like I don't even see you.
That was like crotch shots. Honestly, crotch shots were the biggest thing.
By the way, we have a crotch shot video coming at you. That's, you know, it's going to be nothing but crotch shots.
The crotch cut.
There you go. But it's going to be great. But you know, like I said, I don't even see you there, and I appreciate the times that you came up to me and you had a question to ask me, and I was able to speak to the camera and try to answer your questions to the best that I could. But yeah, I mean, overall, I guess the review of what you're asking is, it's been awesome. It's been good for a change and enjoyable. Yeah. Good.
I appreciate it too, because, you know, I definitely appreciate being along for the ride, because it's something I'm learning. Like, I feel like I have a pretty good eye for Olympic weightlifting, and there's things that when I see a lift like from today, I'm like, okay, here's what I saw, and you would say something totally different, and I'm like, holy shit, I totally missed that. Like, you got so many years of experience that I picked up on a lot of that stuff, so it's been great for me. Like I said, I've spent thousands of dollars on different certifications to go get taught by somebody, and I've learned something at every one of those. But the times I've got to work with you, it's on a whole nother level, because I've got to spend, even at my own gym, like, I've made it a point to be there the whole time you were there, because I want to learn and know. So I said, just the eye that you have for weightlifting is pretty cool, because there's things that you saw that I didn't even pick up on.
Yeah.
That I probably wouldn't even have told the athlete to change. And we talked about some of that on the drive even. Like, it is kind of eye-opening for me, so I appreciate the opportunity, I guess. And yeah, it's been good.
Well, and we don't have to tell them how much I paid you just to say that right there. But yeah.
You bought me a cerveza.
Yeah.
For me, I've just had a blast this weekend. You know, I've been, every time Chad comes to the gym, I spend as much time there as I can just watching you coach, just because I'm gleaning so much knowledge from you. And you know, I'm the type of person who just likes to learn everything about everything that I can, and I've learned so much from learning from you and watching you coach and watching you teach, and the things that you've taught me. And I'm the one that really lucked out on this trip, right? I kind of was like, hey, I can make a video, you know, like, you're not going to bring me along to coach, but I can make a video. I could coach too, but I'll stick to making videos. But I've had just a blast. It's just been a fun time following these guys around and filming them, and just hanging out with you guys. It's been the most fun I've had on a weekend. And
just stay away from the van. That's all I gotta say.
Oh yeah, it really, I mean, to mimic what you're saying, it really has been fun. And what the weird thing is that one, it's almost over, and two, it's not over yet. You know? So we still have another day. Yeah. We have another 3 sessions to do tomorrow, and 3 personal training sessions, which is going to be a little bit different than what we did today. So it's going to be cool to get that on video and to experience that. And when we have a drive back to where you guys are at, so we have more to come, and it'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah. And we're hoping to keep this relationship up, by the way. So
we really appreciate you being on the first ever podcast that may never get published, but it's
getting published. It just might not have a sequel.
So the one and only podcast.
Hey, we can name it that, the one and only podcast with Chad Vaughn.
It might get that default name if we never make another one.
You guys should. And we'll do it.
I think, no, we will. And this is, just briefly, I created this to, I need to sit down with Jared every now and then and just talk about fitness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And having Chad Vaughn here, and donuts, having Chad Vaughn here has just been gravy, and we hope to have more people on the show. We hope to have you back on the show. Basically, every time you come to town, we're going to have you on the show. It might just, you might just be the main event of the podcast. We may never make another one.
Well, you said one thing that you said the other day is you said, I want to do 12 episodes in this first year, so that's one a month. So if you guys have work for me once a month, I'll drive up here and coach and do a podcast. I mean, I'm good with that. Like, let's make it a monthly thing. I'm fine with that.
All right, I'm going to make some videos. That's going to
make this the Vaughn weightlifting podcast number 2.
Number 2. But seriously, thank you for being on with us, and for
allowing us to tag along.
Yeah. And for pushing us to be our best selves and to continue to do this, and for giving us such encouragement. We appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, this wraps it up for episode 1 of the many.
I think it's whatever it's called.
Whatever it's called. Something. We've been the WOD Junkies.
Fitness.
Yeah, something to do with fitness. We're the WOD Junkies. We'll catch you guys next time. See ya.
Later.
Bye, guys.